Hello, my fellow faculty. This is the first video in a series, and I'm going to try to do it as efficiently as possible. The idea is to walk you through me setting up one of my courses, and you don't have to set your course up the way I set up mine, by the way, but this is just an example of someone who's been teaching for a while and how they do it. Feel free to take your own time and do it the way you want to. Canvas actually, let me take you in and show you this. Since I've mentioned you don't have to do it my way. So let's look at Canvas. What I want to point your attention to is over here, help. The first place I always go to is this. This is the guide. And this is a community. Most of the time, things that are put in here for examples and how to do things are done by the people who work at Canvas. But sometimes instructors do them as well. And one person might speak to you better than another. So let me give you an example. How to build a quiz in Canvas. Well, I didn't have to put in Canvas, did I? How do I create a quiz using new quizzes? And that was put up in July. So I'm opening that to look. And they're showing you one of the ways to get there. Basically, what I'm trying to show you is that help is very useful. And it may take a little bit of time, but it's going to take time. You're learning a new system anyway if you're learning a new system. So take the time and do it right for yourself. And here's one of the places that I recommend to come to for help when you need that kind of help. I'm also more than willing to help you. But sometimes we're going to run into things that I might not know how to do, and again, I would come here and get help that way. There's other areas for training here that may be useful to you, and I'm not sure what our college pays for. I'm not sure if you can grab somebody and get them on Zoom or something, but anyway, that's the basics of getting help. Back to what I want to cover here in this video. I'm going to cover how to sign in to Canvas. I'm going to cover setting up navigation so that your students see what you want them to see. I'm going to cover basic course settings, that first course settings screen, and I will also go through the grading scheme or grading scale so that you understand that. And then last but not least, simple syllabus. And what I'll also do is put links. I'm going to put this up on YouTube, so down below in the description I'll put links to different timestamps if there's a place that you want to skip it. I know this video is going to be kind of long because I'm literally using it to set up one of my classes, but I'll still go through everything as efficiently as I possibly can. All right, here we go. Okay, first things first, if I need to develop a new course, click on Canvas from the college's webpage and then sign in. Oh, before I sign in, what I recommend that you do, and you can see I already have it here, I would add this page. I would bookmark this page just in case the college's website goes down for any reason. You'll still be able to get to Canvas and do the things you need to do to teach. So I recommend bookmarking this. And then you need to get signed in using the same credentials that you use for everything else here at Glen Oaks pretty much. Oops, clicked an extra button. Try that one more time. Okay, now I'm signed into Canvas. Up here are my published courses. These are courses that I taught last semester. I could come back and unpublish them later if I care to. I'm going to scroll down here under unpublished courses. So here, for example, that Bio 210 way up here, here's the winter version of that. So this is the course that I need to prepare. So let me click on that course, and this is the first thing you see anytime a course is completely unpublished and you have not worked in it yet. The first thing I think that I will do is go and do simple syllabus. So let me go down here and find simple syllabus. Simple syllabus will be somewhere on the side over here for you. And by the way, just in case it's not, I've not run into this, but actually let's do something else first. I'm going to click on settings, way down at the bottom, and then I'm going to click on navigation. And here's basically what navigation is. Everything that you see on this left-hand screen, that's what these are. You can see home, announcements, assignments, and so on. And what you want to do for your students, to decrease your students' confusion, if there's anything over here that your students do not need to see, then drag it down here below. And if there's anything down here below that you do need your students to see, drag it up top. So for example, as I said, simple syllabus, it is visible for me down here. But what you may run into, sometimes things will be down here and they shouldn't be. You can move them up here and then you'll be able to see them. The students will be able to see them. Okay, what I'm going to do with my simple syllabus, because I want students to pay attention to the syllabus, I'm going to move it higher up. And I'm going to put it under, I'm going to put it right under announcements. That should make it so that it's easy for them to get to on a regular basis if they need to. I'm going to go through and look at everything else that I may or may not want them to see. Obviously, home I want, announcements I want, simple syllabus, assignments, discussions, grades, people. That allows them to see everybody who's in the course, by the way, including their fellow students and you. Pages, I don't care that much about that, but it's okay to have it out here. Files, I want them to get to their files, and I have no need for pages. So I'm going to drag pages down here. They will not be able to see that now. And I'm going to drag files down here because I'd rather they get to files inside of my modules. Syllabus we don't need because we have simple syllabus. Outcomes don't need. Where were we? Rubrics, they don't need to be able to see that. They can see the rubric for an individual assignment, I believe. Quizzes, they might want to see that. Modules, since I primarily deliver content through modules, I'm going to put modules right up here at the top under home. Either one of these two buttons in one of my classes takes you to the same spot because my home page is always the modules. Anyway, don't use chat. Don't use collaborations. Don't use big blue button. I don't use attendance within Canvas. But if you do, leave it up top. Don't use Google Drive. I'm not sure what library is, so I'm going to leave it there. Lockdown browser, I will need to use it, so I'll put it down there. I'm going to look at library later. New analytics, I don't need them to see that. Follett Discover is one of those things that we want to leave up there for our students. Net Tutor is another thing we want to leave up there for students. And assuming that the library has to do with Glen Oaks Library, I'm going to leave Net Tutor and the library near each other. Submit grades, you do want to make sure that's always visible for you because this is how you will submit grades at midterm and at the end of the semester. Lockdown browser I want to keep here, and course evaluations I want to keep here because I do want my students to do the course evaluations at the end of the semester. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. So what I just took care of here, and I'll run through it again real quick, all I'm making sure is that these things up here are all things that my students can see, and I'm making sure that they're all things I want my students to see. And if there's anything I don't want my students to see, I'm putting it down below. Okay, this looks right. Last but not least, I need to save. And that saves those settings, and it also rearranges things for you over here. Some of the things are still here for you, like outcomes, the syllabus, pages, etc. But notice that this little eyeball crossed out means that they can't see it yet. By the way, the eyeballs crossed out that we see up here, that's only because nothing exists. I don't have any modules in this course yet, for example. So there's nothing for you to go and see. Same for announcements and same for assignments because we haven't built anything yet. Okay, while I'm here in settings, I always like to put an image for the class. So let me go ahead and click that right now. And I'm going to open up my computer. And, oh, I just realized I didn't download that. So I'm going to get this. Actually, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to my drive, download this, and then I can go back to this course, go into my downloads, there's that picture, and now I just need to drag and drop that picture into here. And if I don't like that, I would have to go edit that image, which you can do in Paint or you can do in other software. I'm going to play with that for a second. And the simplest way to do it, every computer has Paint, at least every Windows computer. Let's try that. I'm going to crop that and I'm going to save it. Just to show you one way to play with these images if you care to. I may do something different. I just saved it like that, so let's see what we get. That'll work for now. That gives you at least some idea how you can alter that image as you care to do. I'm going to look at the rest of the things down here. Participation during the term. Looks like I cannot edit my start and end dates. I can restrict students from seeing the course until the class actually starts. I don't do that. I like to have my students be able to see the stuff even before we start class, and anybody who wants to get ahead on things, they can. Oh, default due time. If you have a due date for a paper or a quiz or whatever it is within Canvas, 11:59 p.m. in this case is the default for whatever date it is you say that this thing is due. It'll be due at 11:59 that evening. If you want to change that, you can. No large courses. Grading scheme. I do want to enable the grading scheme. So I'm going to set my grading scheme. This, by the way, you would do based on the syllabus that you are using. And I just happen to have mine well memorized from years of doing this. And what I'm putting over here, you'll notice, is the minimum percentage for the particular 4.0 scale grade that's over here. And the last thing I'll say about the 4.0 scale over here until we get down at the bottom is there has to be a digit, a period, and another digit in every case. Otherwise, the system will not accept your grades when you go to submit them. So for example, I can't just put 3 in here. I have to put 3.0. And my 3.0, they have to earn at least 80%. All right, and then 2.5 is next. And that is 75 or better. 2.0 is next. And in my class, that's 70 or better. And then 1.5, which is 65 or better. 1.0, which is 60% or better. And then last but not least, 0.0. And very important that you put 0.0, not simply a 0. If you do not put 0.0, when you go to submit grades at midterm or at final, your grades will not be accepted. And then notice what I just did with those remaining areas. I just hit the little X over here and got rid of them. So that is my grading scheme or grading scale for this class, and that is done. Anything else I need to worry about down here? Private copyright, file copyright, yeah. Visibility course, I'm just going to let students see it. I've never used this, but it might be interesting. I might try it at some point. But again, keeping things simple. All right, that concludes my setting up of my details in my course. Done. Let's go to simple syllabus, because this is something else that's very important that you have set up. Oops, I forgot I moved it up here. So simple syllabus. Simple syllabus is just an efficient way for all of our syllabi to be a bit more uniform. And some of the things that are within the syllabus, the administration puts in there, so you don't have to as the instructor. That's the nice thing. And then there are other things that you need to edit in there. So, for example, the mission of the college is always right here on the top. The mission of Glen Oaks Community College is to provide opportunities for academic and lifelong success through excellence in teaching and comprehensive support services that meet our community's diverse educational needs. Now, of course, this is for students, but for example, comprehensive support services, that's why videos like this exist, because I'm trying to help support fellow faculty. Okay, course information. Credits 4, but contact hours are 6. I'm not sure where that is. Days that it meets, Tuesdays and Thursdays in the Gray Science Building in G206, and it's lecture. Now, these are all set up for you. I'm not even sure you can modify these. Oh, you can. So I could edit that if I wanted to, but I think we're good to go. Lecture hours per week, lab hours per week. And then we get down here. Here's where it's up to you whether you start editing or not, but your name should be here and your email address should be here. I'm going to edit this just to show you that I can do it. And I'm going to put my office, which is G212. I'm looking at my office to make sure. Feel free to visit me whenever. My phone number, 269-294-4349. That's my office. My cell phone. It is up to you whether you share cell phone with students or not. But if you share it, I always put this message. Let's see. Basically, I tell them, yes, this is my cell phone. Please don't be afraid to use it, but also please don't abuse it. And I've never had it abused, for me anyway. There's my email. That is correct. And office hours, I haven't established these yet, so what I standardly do, office hours will be established and updated during our first week of classes. If you are an adjunct, by the way, you do not have to have office hours. You can simply leave this blank. That is it for this little section for me. I'm going to look at it and make sure it looks okay, that I didn't put in any wrong digits or anything. Looks good. This is the standard syllabus disclaimer, and basically what it says is that the syllabus may be changed at any time and should not be considered a contract between the college and the student, etc. Required materials, this is where you would put your textbook for the course. And let's see, I've been told I can look stuff up here, so let's try that. Probably not from here, it looks like. Publisher binding pages. To make this easy for what I do, this is the textbook I use, Anatomy and Physiology, with OpenStax. And this takes me directly to OpenStax. And let me make sure. Yep. That's the link to the book right there. Whoops. I'm just going to put this URL right there. I don't have an ISBN handy or anything, so I'm going to leave it as is right now. Oh, there is. Let me go get this real quick. I'm going to pause record. I'm adding one more thing. Oops. Fingers are getting ahead of me. That's not really a subtitle. I don't know. I'm not sure who the publisher is. This is something that the bookstore goes through their publisher um, to get done for us. So maybe I should say that way they'll know for sure. It's a spiral binding. I don't know how many pages it is. I don't know what the price is. Anyway, put as much information as you can. That is it. That should be enough if a student reads this to know exactly where to go and get this. So the way it works for my class, this is, and make sure that link works. Yep. But that lets them know where the textbook is and where the other book is at the bookstore. Optional materials, I don't have any. Prerequisite courses should be here and they should be accurate, so I recommend reading this. For my particular course here, they have to have placed beyond or satisfactorily completed English 063, English 073. I'm not sure why there's a dash, why there's a comma 3 there. I might have to ask about that. And then for this course, successful completion with a grade 2.0 or better, either Bio 121, which is our general bio, or Bio 101, which is human biology. And for pre-nursing students, they should take Bio 101 according to the nursing program. Okay, there's a course description. Again, when, especially if you're the developer of the course, you might read through this and make sure it's correct. Institutional learning outcomes, our students will think critically, our students will communicate effectively, our students will exhibit information competency, and so on. This is, again, something that is put in here automatically. The common course outcomes are put in here automatically, and they come from the course master form, which you can find on eTrieve if you care to. Section specific outcomes, I don't have anything specific there. Grading scale. Oh, looks like it's already set. I'm going to change this to minimum percentage. 90%, 85%, 80%, 75, whoops, 75%. 70, 65, 60, and 0%. There's my grading scale. Okay, down here, the following methods / components and their weight as total points or percentage are used to determine the final course grade. Basically, in this grading methods section, and everything down here is editable. It is up to you to explain clearly to students how you intend to develop their grade or how you intend to grade them during the semester. So I'm going to quickly go over to this course in my files. When I used to build syllabi by hand, here's all the materials I would use, and semester after semester of them. Okay, grading details. I worked this out on a spreadsheet first. And let me look at this really quickly. This looks accurate to me right now. So I'm going to copy that part of the spreadsheet where I built that. And then I'm going to come in here. I'm going to delete what's there. And I'm going to paste in my own. I'm going to let that clean it up, knowing that I'll probably have to modify things. And their weight as total points. I do the total point system. So basically, everything that the student does in the class that is graded contributes to the total points in the class, which will come roughly out to this at the end of a class. And then this lets them know what percentage each one of these things contributes to their final grade, really. and the percentage that they end up with at the end, basically the number of points that they earned divided by the total, by the points possible, gives us the percentage at the end. There are two things that have asterisks, so I need to fill that in. 10 quizzes will count toward your final grade. But we will take more than 10 quizzes. My apologies to any English people watching this. I know I could probably write this better. Only your highest 10 quiz scores. Okay, and then the other two asterisks, lab exams. Only your 4 highest lab exams will contribute to your final grade. Okay. So I think I've been abundantly clear to these students how grading goes in this course. Good enough. Going down to calendar. This is like your plan for the semester of what they're going to do each week. How you set that up and do that is up to you. I have a classically done schedule by week, and I need to look and make sure I don't grab the one for summer. So what I have here is the week number over here, and we have a total of 15 weeks of class. There's 16 weeks during the semester, but remember we have spring break. Usually, although things look different this semester for some reason to me. At any rate, 15 weeks, and this is basically the plan week by week, including what we're supposed to do in lab. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste this over just to save time. I may have to fix this, but that's okay. You can always come back and fix things within the syllabus. Why am I not able to get back to the internet? There we go. Okay, so I copied it. I'm just going to paste it in here. I'm going to let it clean it up. No, I'm not going to let it clean it up. Maybe I should have. But there's a way to fix that. There's a back button. Bam. I'm going to let it clean it up. Clean it up. Okay. Tentative weekly schedule. And that is it. I can play with this a little bit. I can put that in the center. I can come in here and move this. And move this. Move this. Okay, I can't move that. Anyway, you can modify this as you see fit. I'm happy enough with it. It gives them at least a basic idea of what's happening during the semester. The other trick that I do during the semester is, at least I try to do this, at the beginning of each week, I say, welcome to week 2 or welcome to week 5, whatever it is. Here's what we're doing this week, and here are the discussions you should get involved with, and all these other things. Late makeup work policy. Here's where I'm going to have to do a trick that us older guys do. Oh, that's not, I need Canvas. I'm going to right-click on the dashboard, open a new tab. This is one of the things I like about Canvas. You can open up a new tab and work within it. I'm going to go to one of my old classes. I'm going to click on simple syllabus for that course. And I do have a late work policy that I want to pull from here. There it is. Copy that. Here's another trick that might be helpful to you. I've noticed that formatting sometimes gets strange. So what I just did was I copied that whole thing into Notepad, and what that does is it strips it of all formatting and that sort of thing. And then I copy it from Notepad and paste it in here, and it will take on the formatting dictated by the system in here. So there's my late makeup work policy. By the way, you do not have to have one of these, but it's a nice thing to have. If you have a policy where you're never going to accept anything late, period, make sure you're clear about that when you communicate verbally to your students, but of course have it in here as well, because every student should read the syllabus, and of course stress to the students at the beginning of the semester, you need to read the syllabus as we get started here. Always, always, always read your syllabus, right? Section-specific policies. I'm going to go back over here because I do have some section-specific stuff. And basically it's don't cheat or plagiarize or I will come down on you like a ton of bricks. I say it in a nicer way than that. That's the basic gist of it. Copy, paste, done. The college has its own attendance policies. If you have any section-specific attendance policies, here's where you should put that, like if you grade on attendance and that sort of thing. I do have some section-specific verbiage, at least. Oh, by the way, I just pasted that in without pasting it into Notepad first, and look at the difference. If I go up here, that's me pasting it in, and here it just got lighter. So I'm going to delete that. And do this again. And then take out the formatting error that I created, and I'm done. Academic integrity, that's basically a restatement of my personal statement up here. Incompletes, notice this, student has to complete at least 75% of the course for an incomplete. And they have to be succeeding at the time. Withdrawals, information for them, ADA statement, and all of these things that I'm going through right here that I've just kind of zipped through, they're already in here and you can't edit them anyway. You might want to read them just in case. Sensitivity statement, for us faculty, of course, it is imperative that you treat every student with respect, and that you engage in no sexism, genderism, and all of those other isms. Treat that person like a justified human being, just as good as you are, and you won't have problems when it comes to dealing with students. Emergency evacuation procedures, I also recommend if you're in a face-to-face class, that first day you go through these so that you have an idea and the students have an idea of what will happen if the proverbial poop hits the fan. I think that's it. That's my simple syllabus. I'm done. I'm submitting. And then you'll see this. You can copy a URL that will take people to your syllabus. You can copy a URL to the PDF of your simple syllabus, or you can just close this. That's what I usually do. Whenever you come back here, in fact, let me click the home of the class, and let me click simple syllabus again. Now that it's published, you can go in here and see what's in the syllabus. And you're seeing it as your students would see it. Last but not least, you can always edit. So for example, where I did not put my office hours but said that they would be made the first week of the class, I can come in here and edit that as soon as I know my office hours. I can come in here and edit that and update it, and you can update anything else you need to in here. What you should do, though, as a good instructor, if you have to change something in the syllabus, especially if it has to do with students' grades or attendance policy or something that really impacts students, make sure you put it on an announcement in Canvas and or verbally say it in class so they know exactly what's happening and where you've changed something. We don't want to sneak up on students with stuff. We want to make sure we're very open and transparent with them on it, especially if it's a policy or procedure that impacts their grade. Okay, so that's simple syllabus. And I think I'll stop here with this video. This was just getting started, and basically it was, what did we do? We dealt with the basic settings, and we dove into simple syllabus. I'll do something else next. Thanks for watching.